against ICE, the people acting out against the government. I think it's completely needed. And if it was me, and if I was in power, you want to talk about a police state, I would show you guys what a real fucking police state is, because you've never seen that. Because you guys are complaining about National Guard going in there, cleaning up the streets, while you guys are creating more issues because you have a problem with the president, so you're going to go take it out on ICE agents. Is the deployment of the National Guard legal? It is absolutely legal, yeah. Under what? Under what was it? Title 10, Section 236, the president has the authority to use the National Guard, which has been upheld by multiple courts already. It hasn't. Just to be clear, it's 10 USC 12406, not 12306. I don't even know what you're saying. I said 236, but I mean, it's 406. It's 12406. No, it's it's Title 10, Section 236. Keep up. That's the Insurrection Act. No, that's not the Insurrection Act. But okay. Wait, do you acknowledge that Trump has invoked 10 U.S.C. 12406? He's never invoked the Insurrection Act or any of the codes under the 200 parts? Yeah, I know, I'm aware. Okay. But at this point, that's where it's going to... So that's the legal... Hold on, that's where it's going. That's where it's going to head to. I mean, okay, yeah, so Donald Trump... Do you agree that that's the pretext Trump is using right now? So Donald Trump can use the National Guard to clean up the streets because... Answer my question, please. My guy, I've already answered your question, and I love how we're pivoting. I love how we're pivoting from Venezuela, because you guys knew you were cooked on that. I love this. We're not even talking about Venezuela. You're talking to a whole I know, I was talking to Scratch. I mean, I came up here to talk to the host, honestly, not to the panelists. Bad, buddy. So just to be clear, so Trump Scratch, can I continue my conversation with you, Scratch, or do I have to talk to your insufferable panelists? If you want. All right, cool. So let's keep talking about Venezuela.
Cool. So the argument that you made, right? There's two arguments. There's number one, the fact that this happened in international waters and not like Venezuela's waters, and then number two.
So can you answer? Can you just answer how this was?
I said number one, the definition that I gave.
Again, definition this, definition that. You've already given the definition like 5 times.
Okay,
so you've already given the definition like 5 times. So again, can you explain to me how this was an act of war to Venezuela?
I already did. Do I need to
No, you didn't.
Okay, so I'm gonna explain it one more time. Right? What is considered an IC is a seizure, right, of using military force, which would include the U.S. Coast Guard and the U.S. Navy, which it was, right, including both of them. A seizure force using by our military of civilian property. Then yes, that can constitute an IAC. Okay. Right. So number one.
Under your logic, any seizure that the Coast Guard does is an act of war to what country?
Of civilian property by military force.
Oh yeah, exactly. So I mean that's civilian property when they seize cartel drugs.
If they're doing in U.S. waters, then I would say no.
No, I mean they're catching them in international waters too. So is that an act of war?
It probably depend if it was like a law enforcement function.
It is a law enforcement function. It's the United States Coast Guard taking down drug traffickers in international waters the same exact way that they took down a ship that was put out by a warrant by the Biden administration for circumnavigating sanctions.
Aren't these actions happening by the Navy?
No, the 2 ships that were taken down, the oil was the Coast Guard.
I'm pretty sure all the strikes were by naval.
Oh, we're talking about the oil tankers here.
Yeah.
Don't pivot to the strikes.
The oil tankers were by the Navy.
It was the Coast Guard.
Okay, can we prove that?
Yes. I'm at work right now, Scratch, so type that in.
U.S. Navy and Coast Guard have recently seized... Okay, that's not helpful.
Yeah, it was United States Navy helicopters and Coast Guard troops are the ones who seized it.
Rejection step of hijacking private vessels, transporting oil as well as forces crew committed by military personnel of the United States National Waters Security Council. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It shows you helicopters. Okay, so it was okay. No, you're right. So Coast Guard seized it.
Yep.
Did the helicopters intercepted it?
Yeah, the helicopters are the ones who brought the fucking Coast Guard in there. Yeah, it was an Army helicopter or Navy helicopter, but it was Coast Guard troops. The same exact way they do conduct seizures on the high seas all the time. It's not an act of war seizing sanctioned materials or sanctioned oil or seizing illicit drugs. It's not an act of war, even in the slightest, international waters. No. If they would have went into territorial waters and literally stole the boat, sure, you can constitute that as an act of war, but international waters, that is not an act of war. Again, with the accompanying warrant out for that ship and the contents of that ship, because they were circumnavigating sanctions that were put on Iran. That's where the oil was going. That's why the Biden administration put the warrant out for this, but never acted on said warrant.
Like the warrants. The warrants don't matter to me, right? It's if the Navy's participating in this, which is the use of military force, right? And then it is it's
it was a Navy fucking helicopter. That was it.
That's it. Yeah, the Navy helicopters use of military forces, not.
No, that's not. That's carrying people.
Are Navy helicopters military?
Yeah, okay, so is the Coast Guard, because the Coast Guard's a part of the DOW too.
I thought the Coast Guard was isn't the Coast Guard not part
Coast Guard's a part of the DOW.
Isn't the
they get DOW funding?
The Coast Guard is under the DHS.
Which is under the DOW at the end of the day. They get fucking funding from the Department of the War. That's who they get funding
where something gets funding from is different if it's like a law enforcement versus a military operation.
Oh my Jesus Christ, my guy.
Obviously.
Okay, yes. Cool. So why does the Coast Guard go travel?
Yeah, I don't like. I would. I don't.
Right, so why does the Coast Guard shadow the Navy all around the world?
Why does the Coast Guard shadow? Probably because they do joint operations together.
All around the world. So that wouldn't be just across the coast of the United States, right? So that would be international, which would fall under military forces. Thank you.
Cool. So at that point, they're acting as military forces.
Again, exactly. Okay. So it's the same fucking thing. You're complaining about. Hold on. You're complaining about them using a helicopter. A fucking helicopter. So that's literally saying anybody who has a surplus fucking our Seahawk helicopter is a part of the military, because that was a military helicopter.
If they're acting like military forces, which they were, like enforcing.
No, they weren't acting like military. Okay, acting like military forces and doing their job that they do every single day, even in their own helicopters, is not acting as military.
Which is what they're doing, enforcing sanctions and then enforcing a blockade on Venezuela.
Oh my Jesus Christ! Okay, so the Coast Guard's not the one who's the Coast Guard is not the one who's doing the blockade. First off, second off, they're not acting like military forces seizing oil tankers, because the military is not the one who seizes oil tankers. Okay, the military is the one who blows up fucking oil tankers.
You said that they're acting like military forces 2 seconds ago.
No, you said that. I said, what's the point of them shadowing the fucking? Oh my Jesus Christ!
You literally, I asked you that question. You said yes.
The ability to track is fucking terrible with you. I thought you were better than this. I don't know how you're part of the
literally. Wait. I'm not going to say hi, Father. I asked him that question. You said yes.
No, because I asked you what was the point. This is not a crash out. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
It is.
Okay, obviously you don't know what a crash out is then. Okay, so I asked you an explicit question. What was the point of the Coast Guard shadowing United States Navy ships around the world? And you said, oh, well, they could be used as military force. And I go, okay, exactly. I go, and then we're talking about it here. How are they acting like military forces? Are they conducting any activities that would constitute military force? No, they're not. They're seizing vessels the same way that they would be doing if they were operating by themselves, which they've been doing for the longest time. So again, the Coast Guard is not military force, and they are not enforcing a blockade. They seized 2 vessels that had warrants out for them from the United States government. Track.
Skip sanction based on alleged involvement. In analysis of U.S. actions tested. Yeah, you didn't even call it international piracy.
It's not international piracy, my guy. If a vessel has a warrant out for it, that's not a fucking act of piracy. That's a lawful order to seize that vessel.
We're not talking about U.S. law. We're talking about UN law.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm talking about U.S. law. Because we're the ones who wrote the fucking law book on the maritime law in 1986.
But the entire point of this, the entire point I made was over UN.
The entire point is you're citing the UN and I'm citing the U.S. I care what the United States maritime law says, not UN law. Because who enforces the UN law? Scratch? Do any other countries enforce this UN law? No.
Yeah, some of them,
we do. Okay. So tell me when was the last time Interpol went out and got somebody that the United States didn't help them? I'll wait.
Well, last time Interpol did, but like
that's my fucking point, because
like
the United States is the one.
I forgot what operation was it in Africa and the Congo. I know there's been like Irish peacekeepers who've gone over into like.
You're talking about fucking peacekeepers, my guy. We're talking about fucking maritime law. Get the fuck out of here.
You said that you said that UN laws. You said UN law broadly is only enforced by the U.S. What are you talking about? Of course, that would be.
We're the ones who fucking enforce it the most. I said. Okay. I explicitly asked you when was the last time Interpol arrested somebody without the help of the United States.
Okay. So you do admit that like it's not just the U.S. who does international, it's other countries.
I said it from the beginning. The majority of it is enforced by the United States.
The only reason you would ever ask the question about when's the last time Interpol did it is suggesting that no other country does it.
Again, when was the last time the UN did anything?
Yes, I would agree. The U.S. is probably the person like our country.
Yes, we're the ones. We're the law enforcement mechanism within the UN. Cool, we are the ones who do that.
That doesn't make impervious to us violating UN law?
We didn't violate any UN law.
I said does that make us impervious to do it?
No, but we have not violated any UN law.
So I don't know like why we couldn't do that. Like it's not. By the way, going to war isn't a violation of law. It's just like it's the definition that the UN puts out for what an IAC is, constituted under the actions that currently happened.
Okay, so again, we have not violated anything within the UN. One, we have not violated anything within the ICC. We have not violated maritime law. I don't understand how that's so hard for you guys to track.
Wait, sorry. It was the tanker Centuries was targeted and boarded by U.S. forces in Caribbean Drive, carrying sanctioned Venezuelan oil. It wasn't on the sanction list itself. Significant escalations disrupt. The second Coast Guard ship didn't seem to have a warrant out for it. Let me look at this.
All three of those ships had warrants out from the Biden administration. All three of them. And then the contents of the ship was also sanctioned because we sanctioned Venezuelan oil under the Biden administration going to Iran. We sanctioned oil coming from Venezuela to go to any other country under the Biden administration. All we are doing is upholding what the courts put forward after they approved those warrants under the Democrat administration.
White House spokesman said the tanker contained sanctioned oil. It was falsely flagged vessel for operating as part of Venezuela's shallow fleet to traffic stolen oil and fund. Wrote an X. The Venezuelan oil ministry and state did not immediately respond. The Venezuelan government called the tanker a serious act of piracy. Denounced. Oh, this vessel. Okay, so this vessel was falsely flagged, and it didn't actually have this one. The Centuries didn't have a warrant on it.
Oh my Jesus Christ! You literally read it out loud that the oil was sanctioned, my guy. The contents of the fucking ship was sanctioned.
Yeah, it was falsely flagged, so it was wrongfully.
The contents of the ship was sanctioned.
What does the false flag mean?
The contents of the ship was sanctioned, Scratch.
They thought it was operating part of the fleet, so they thought it fell under the sanction, but it didn't, and it was a false flag.
Okay, so what was the content? All right, so read again where it said the contents of. So read again where it said the contents of the ship was sanctioned.
Pursuing another oil tanker. Pursuant to the tanker, which confirmed by U.S. briefed operation.
Read where it says the contents of the ship was sanctioned.
Here it said. Right, let me find it.
Read where it says the contents of the ship
the seizure of the vessel is not sanctioned by the U.S. Marks and further increase of trust on Venezuela.
Read again where you already read it. that the contents
It said the
of the
opposite.
ship, no, it didn't. You read verbatim that the contents of the ship was sanctioned, though it was flying a false flag. You read verbatim that, and now you're trying to pivot away from it. I've
The
heard you.
seizure of a vessel.
Oh my Jesus Christ! All right,
That
I
is
gotta
not
get the fuck out
sanctioned
of
by
here.
U.S.
I gotta get back to work. This is
It literally
ridiculous.
says the seizure of a vessel that is not sanctioned by the U.S. further marks the increase in Trump's pressure on Venezuela partners said. It also runs counter. It literally says right here. What are you talking about?
Bro, just hold
It says
that
the
L.
opposite.
Hold that. You read that said the fucking contents of the
Venezuela
ship
announces
was
and rejects the theft of hijacking of a private vessel transferring oil as well as forces disappearance of crew. Charges says the actions.
Scratch. You read it. It's fine. If you want to act like you didn't read it, that's fine. I'm not going to fault you for that. That's fine.
The White House spokesperson said it was falsely flagged as operating in Venezuela.
Scratch. I was still talking. I was still talking. No one asked you to speak yet. So again,
I can pull the article up on screen. Do you want to see it?
You read that the contents of the ship was sanctioned. You read that. We all heard it.
We can pull the article up on screen, dude.
Okay, Scratch.
Like no, I'm. This is the exact Rose article I was reading.
One, you're echoing. You got to fix your audio.
We can pull up on. It's only for you. It says it right here.
It's not only for me, but listen, I dealt with the same thing the other day.
It just said all, and then if you scroll down here.
I was trying to give you a friendly tip on your audio, but hey.
Huh? No, it's only for you guys because it's the repeat.
Yeah, that's so
no one's
gonna sit. No one's gonna sit in here and listen to that. I'm telling you how to fix it.
No, it's only for people on panel. It's the guest. It's the guest thing. So if I was to do this, give me a second. So it shouldn't echo anymore. But this is only for you
already read that the contents of the ship was sanctioned.
I'll read it again. This is right here.
All right, Scratch, bro, shut the fuck up for 5 fucking seconds. Jesus fucking Christ!
I never read that.
All right,
I'm showing you what I read.
I gotta get back to work.
I'm showing you what I read. I didn't read that.
Have a good one, Scratch. I'm done.
It's right here, bro.
You're being disingenuous. You're being disingenuous.
I'm showing you the article on screen. I never said that.
You're being disingenuous, bro. You're being disingenuous.
Wait, and you're also lying. This one was not.
You're being disingenuous. Have a good one, dude.
Wait, this was a private Venezuelan vessel. Is not sanctioned. You were just lying. You were lying the entire time, bro. Okay. Yep. And you're on the way. Holy runner.
You should have just let me take over, buddy.
Scratch. I got a couple questions. So I was tuning in and out of this conversation, but obviously Enzo's fucking stupid, right? Why does he say it's not a blockade? Like, what's his reasoning for that?
He was saying that this specific action wasn't like enforcing the blockade. Well, that wasn't.
What does he mean enforcing the block? What does that mean?
He was saying that the Navy doing the blockade was separate from like sanctioned oil tankers being seized.
How?
Because like sanctioned oil vessels being seized or sanctioned vessels is something that the Coast Guard does like all the time.
Well, these things are in international. Wait, like the United States only has jurisdiction to go after these ships when they're in United States waters, not in international waters. When it seemed that, and they're like cutting off like a supply line for like Venezuelan money, that is seen as a blockade, right? Regardless or not if they are sanctioned.
Like the blockade of our distance. Like the only argument I was making, and this is true now, right? Is that this was a seizure of civilian property, which it is because this vessel, the Sentries, right, was civilian and wasn't sanctioned, so it wouldn't even fit under his like arbitrary like definition he was trying to make, and it was Venezuelan.
Yeah, I think I don't even know if Enzo is able to. I don't know where he's getting these talking points from, but they're like on its face stupid. Like
no. Okay, I see what he did here. He probably looked up the Skipper, which is a different boat, which was sanctioned, saw that one, said, oh, this must apply to all the boats that have been seized, and didn't do any more research into it because he's lazy.
Well, I mean, even if like the United States mistakenly went after it, like the whole operation itself is considered an act of war, right? Like you were right about that. That goes against like the UN Charter. A blockade literally is against it. And by the way, the other thing that pissed me off, what he said like what was it? Oh, I don't go by the international law. I go by the United States law. International law is United States law. That's what the Supremacy Clause is. We literally, like in the Supremacy Clause, it literally says like the treaties you sign onto are or the supreme law of the land. That's like literally laid out in our Constitution. So for him to even say that, it was like, I don't know. I think he's deeply, he has such like a mismatched foundation on how he's establishing law, and it's clearly just to like suck Trump's dick. But yeah, I hate that guy the most.
Based.
Well, our conversation was a bore fest, but
It was.
I mean,
no, I wish I
what
could.
can you do?
I wish he would talk to me. He like I went up on his panel like twice. Like, and I honestly like genuinely, I'm not like someone to like stroke my own ego off, but like I have never like actually like
I remember the
shut
first
someone
time,
down so bad before.
The first time I debated him, it was on the January 6th stuff. I should have recorded that because that was a great debate.
I genuinely I wish I recorded what I debated with him. He literally like in the middle of us talking, he shut off his whole entire live. Like it was I genuinely like it was the most embarrassing I ever felt for him. But it was a couple months ago, so he probably knows a little bit more.
That's probably
now.
why he ran here because he got really pissed off when he said I read something and I pulled up the article.
No, I will say I think he's improved his temperament because I also have had a few arguments with him like months ago, like well before this account, which like where he would like literally just like shut down like mentally, like he would just give up, he would just like stop engaging.
Hi, I'm Mia. I was just saying, or I just want to let you know, you were right about Coast Guard. He would just continuously repeat himself so that he would think that you said it. But Coast Guard is currently under Homeland Security because we're in peacetime. So as like I would know this as a vet, but also I would know this because I can read. So during wartime, that's when they get switched over to the DoD. Because I refuse to call it the Department of BS.
So I was right just because something's funded by the Ministry of War doesn't mean it's a Ministry of War right now, right?
It is currently still it's right now it is supposed to be under DHS, not under Department of War.
But it's basically
and therefore they should all yes, and it should only be operating in US territory basically because it's but yeah, I just wanted to let you know that like I should have started recording then, but I did not. But yeah, it was just that it would constantly be repeated, so then it was thought that you said it when you didn't actually say it. But yes, it's currently under DHS.
Greg, I have a question for you, real quick.
Yeah, what's up?
Do you remember last month when you got on my panel after the melee debate?
Oh my God, Jesus Christ! Yeah.
Like I've looked up in the thing you said, you were correct.
Really?
Like the thing that the investigation in 2019 about Comey, like, is in the original Comey indictment that happened this year. Was it the same like theory? Like there was a third count that got no true bill in the Comey indictment because person 2 in the indictment is Donald Trump, but in the actual released indictment there's no person 2 because that specific part got no true bill. Do you know anything about that?
With the Comey indictments only specifically if he lied to Congress. It has nothing to do if he like violated
that's my point because I think that the third count that they tried to indict Comey for that failed originally was about Comey leaking information about Donald Trump because that's what Millie was telling me, and I think she didn't even read the indictment because that's not, the theory she was going for was not part of the indictment. I think that's what even the grand jury didn't find probable cause for.
Yeah, no, and sorry, I looked it up after I went up there. I was so I had to know what she could possibly be referencing. What she was referencing when she said the House, literally, like there was a House paper from Horowitz that said Donald Trump should or Comey should be referred to prosecution. This was a citing of Jim Jordan writing to the chairman of the House, saying that Horowitz said himself that Comey should be prosecuted. So this was Jim Jordan's interpretation of the Horowitz report, which was flat out wrong. So she wasn't even citing the Horowitz report. It was Jesus.
She cited Jim Jordan about
from
something.
A representative.
Yeah, Comey wasn't even indicted for, and she was citing fucking Jordan. Like, she's such a dumb fucking bitch. I hate them.
No, hi, Father. That was also hilarious when you brought up like it was 10 USC 12406 for the authority to.
Like, no, I don't even want to talk to you anymore. I'm not even.
I don't feel like talking to you anymore.
That was
Let's get back to. Well, it's because he lost the Venezuela, and then you.
He said, "Well, he's going to. He's gonna do it soon."
Wait, hold on. I gotta say one thing. I don't know why we let him pivot off the hypothetical stuff because that was he's so regarded for saying that he doesn't operate.
Oh my gosh, bro! I found the rhetorical strategy to beat people on that. Just do like, oh, like, huh? Oh, it's just like, okay, so like when your mom asked you to like put in a jacket because it might be cold, did you say no, mom? I only operate in the real world.
No, I
like
usually say something
they sound so dumb, and like I have to admit that's a hypothetical. They're saying it might be cold. Hypothetically, if it's cold, you should put on a jacket. And they sound really fucking dumb when they say,
what
oh,
I
I'm
say
not
is
gonna
like
engage.
I say like we use hypotheticals every single day, like on like what route you're gonna take to work, like which is gonna be more traffic. Like you make hypothetical statements. Like every large school of thought, like the like LSAT uses hypotheticals. Like every single summer
literally any if statement is a hypothetical.
Obviously, I think the reason that works better is because they like. It's like a real world example that everybody's had to go through, and also everybody remembers like the kid who wouldn't wear a jacket in the winter, right? And like
that was me. That's me. Okay.
Exactly. Secondly, everybody like, okay, that kid, like, oh my god, that person was so dumb. Why didn't they wear a jacket? Where I'm like, oh, you were that kid. You were that dumb.
It's all winter, baby.
Brad, by the way, whenever someone asks you what your semantic reduction of what a woman is, you just have to say somebody who has strong identitarian commitments to overtly feminine traits. Okay. Yes. No.
Max.
No. It's such a good definition. It's such an easy argument. Matt Nuclear came up and debated me and Cringy on it, and we fucking smoked him so hard.
Yeah, I debated Matt Nuclear one time on the trans issues when I was on like my alt account, so I didn't even know who I was. But like, I don't even like. I don't even think he pushed back that hard on it. His basic whole argument was that I don't like it. That was literally his whole. But he even agreed. I don't know if it's because y'all like already like massaged him into that point. But he didn't even disagree with the fact that like trans identity is valid. Like I mean, like I've been arguing a little bit of trans stuff recently, just because I'm so bored of politics because it's so fucking vapid. But like trans debates are actually some of the worst. Like talk, like I've actually never met people that couldn't track like basic questions, or I will literally lay down premises and the conclusion that they will all agree to, and then you reframe the conclusion as trans women are women, and they say no. I'm like, are we fucking kidding me?
They're just brain broken by trans people. It's like how evangelical conservatives were brain broken about gay people in 2010. It's literally the exact same shit.
Yeah, and the rhetoric's all the same too. Like, oh, they can do whatever they want, but just don't put it on kids, or like,
it's like that wasn't happening in the first place. Like, what the fuck? Okay, I have to go because I have to go to the gym, but I love you all. Bye bye.
Is it chest day?
It's upper day, so I do my entire upper body.
Oh my god, is that science-based lifting?
Yes, I am.
You are such a pussy, bro.
No, I am science-based lifting.
You just gotta do bro splits, all right?
No, bro splits are fun.
Shit.
Bro splits are fun. It's just not enough frequency.
Whatever the hell that means. Sounds like some nerd shit.
I love you. Bye.
Good night. That's 3. Yeah, no, I think what was it? I want to talk to Enzo again, but Enzo is like the easiest thing to pick on.
Bro.
Oh well.
I forgot. I only recorded half of the debate. I can pull it off TikTok, but the audio is gonna be terrible.
I've just been talking to fascists, and they say they're a lot more patient.
No, I'm gonna up. I think I'm gonna upload the first part of that because I think before he pivoted onto the Venezuela stuff.
Well, I only got in here when he started talking about Venezuela. What did you talk about originally?
Huh? Oh, it was like the money thing is being really dumb, and I brought up the hypothetical stuff, and you sound like a child. So I think I'm gonna.
What money thing? Like sorry.
Oh, he was saying like, oh well, Donald Trump hasn't broken his promise because all like 10 years, or sorry, not 10 years, 4 years of an administration hasn't happened yet, right? I was like, that's obviously dumb. Just because, like, if somebody passes a bill which is against the promise, bill isn't enacted yet, they still broken the promise because the bill's gonna get enacted. It's like, no, like he could make like future decisions, like it's just like not how that works.
I mean, even though like right now
the funding year's over multiple years, like.
Yeah, and even if we operate in what's happening right now, like that wouldn't be adhering to any of his promises. Like, did he say a single promise that he made and kept, or was it like could he even go for a single one? Was it probably like the deporting of illegals? Maybe it's like the best one you could probably get, right?
Yeah, true.
But I don't know.
He'd probably break that one since he promised on all of them. And
oh yeah, I mean obviously, but you can say like he's in the process of doing it, right? For the big beautiful bill, you can't even say that. Oh boy.
What's up, man?
Hey, how are you?
Cool. Do you disagree with anything with the prompt, or?
Kind of want to talk to Gray. So Gray, are Are you like applying like prescriptive qualities to like women and men?
No, I'm not. Jesus.
Okay. So a woman is what?
A bunch of socially defined feminine characteristics.
A woman is
Okay,
someone who has
okay.
complete and total identitarian commitment to overwhelmingly feminine traits.
Exactly what purely anti said.
Next time I hear that,
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
gonna
We
jump off a
can,
cliff.
I know. It's my father's
Banger.
definition. But use it.
sure. Like, are there feminine traits like necessary or like sufficient to like being a woman, or like aligning with those at least?
Well, there's two types of identities, right? There's like a self ID, and there's like how you're socially identified, right? To be like socially identified as a woman.
Great.
Yeah.
I love how you
would
talk about like tracking, and you're like not answering the question.
Sorry, what did I not track there?
Okay, can you actually repeat the question I asked you?
He's saying if there's.
You said, are these sufficient? Are these sufficient to being deemed as a woman?
Yeah, I don't know how the fuck that didn't respond to my question. So it was like
she's trying to say that she's trying to say there's two things. Like there's an internal identity, and then there's society's going to ID you as a woman. And
yeah, so
I would
there's
say that you wouldn't just need like you would need both. So the answer would be like it would be for you to be it's not just sufficient, it's necessary that you have a complete and over identity.
Well, I kind of want Gray's answer. I mean,
wait. It's interesting, Sal. You said I wasn't tracking, and Scratch was able to like perfectly reciprocate my position and answer your question.
Well, I kind of wanted your answer, not Scratch's answer.
Well, I mean, that was
I knew exactly what you're gonna say. So
yeah,
maybe.
Okay,
so that is what it
Oh, be honest. Be honest. You don't give a fuck about this topic. You just come up here because you want to like Philbur a little bit.
I am curious. Why do all the like Phil bros have the weird like weird like thing? Is that like what's the lore behind that?
Who are you talking to?
Like the O with the slash in the middle.
True.
Yeah, like that. Or like they have like the.
I don't know.
It's weird.
I think it's like it's like a symbol for something for like using logic if I'm correct.
It is okay. Anyway, so I guess these like feminine traits would be necessary. So we did take like femininity to be Gray.
Yeah, like the pitch in your voice, like what clothes you wear, like the colors you associate with, the occupation.
Ask for examples.
Yes. What would you ask for then?
I think it would be like I was asking for like a definition, not like examples.
Well, how would the examples not like help me? Like what a definition? Like,
okay.
So you want like it would be like
it's not telling me what that is. You understand that, right?
Yeah, sure. Right. I don't know why examples wouldn't be sufficient.
Okay,
right?
can you like just give me like a definition and like stuff?
Not off the top of my head, no, but I can give you examples.
Okay. What the fuck? Okay. So you can't give a definition for like femininity, but your definition. Okay, this is just so like all over the place.
Like I guess
not really. Right now I can't think of a really like a comprehensive definition for what femininity would be. I can give you like examples of how it could be applied to
like
society,
a common usage of like the word.
Femininity is just like different traits that are associated with women.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said like these traits are like necessary for like being a woman or like aligning with these traits. Okay, so what the fuck did Scratch just say?
No, it has to be one. You have to like have these traits, and you also have to have a personal identity and commitment to these traits. It needs to be both. So
okay, let's just say
somebody could have feminine traits but not personally identify as a woman, but so they wouldn't have an overwhelmingly identitarian commitment, so they wouldn't be one.
Okay, there's not going to be a threshold for this, right? It's just like sufficient.
It's completely arbitrary. Yeah.
Completely arbitrary. Okay.
Well, not arbitrary. Arbitrary means some type of randomness.
You need the only thing that's necessary is that you have a complete and like you have an overwhelming identity commitment to these feminine traits. So like, internally like identitarian, yeah, but there's like in society there's probably some level of like outward like femininity you have to express to like be considered a woman.
This is just going to be like a category error, right? Because obviously this isn't going to be like the case for most people. You can't agree with that, right?
What do you mean?
Like, you wouldn't call like a cis man, a quote unquote cis man who aligns with more feminine attributes, right? Typically associated with women.
They don't have an overwhelmingly identitarian commitment to feminine traits, so yeah, they're not a woman.
Okay, so which is necessary? This is the confusion.
They have to have an identitarian commitment, like internal, right? So
they
themselves have to think they're women, right? So somebody who's a cis man who has those like traits obviously wouldn't. I'm guessing that
was literally stipulated in the
Oh, okay. So you're saying okay. So they do. So they have an identity commitment to being women, and then they also express feminine traits.
Yeah.
Like socially. Then yeah, they're one.
Okay, well, this is just going to be a category. You're just applying like these properties that like we usually don't apply like nowhere else. Like I don't know, you're like calling like a cis man who just has these like overly feminine traits a woman, and like you're not giving me like what's necessary.
Okay, like if you saw Blair White in public and didn't know who Blair White was, and I pointed to her and I said, "Look at that woman over there," would you understand what I meant?
Well, if you're like applying like prescriptive qualities, sure. I mean, this doesn't address like this doesn't address like the.
Wait, what is prescriptive about that?
This doesn't. Okay, hold on. This doesn't address like the.
I'm just describing. I'm not even prescribing anything. I'm describing how we identify women in society, and by these feminine traits. That's just necessarily true.
I don't think anyone here has made a prescriptive claim.
If somebody sees right, if you see Blair White, if I see Blair White, me and you, in like a room or crowd room, and I point to her and you don't know who Blair White is, I say, look at that man over there, you'd be completely confused because nobody like judges like if you're a man or a woman off of your like biological sex.
Well, that wouldn't be like true if you're semantics, right? So I don't know why we're trying to attack my position.
Wait, how?
How's that not true?
It would be true under your semantics because you're just applying these qualities to people based on like social characteristics.
So if I point, wait, let's ignore my definition, your definition, right? If I point to Blair White,
why are we going towards my definition? This is
I said ignore both. If I point to
ignore both, why are we ignoring both?
Because I'm making the descriptive right now, right? So if I pointed to Blair White in a room, right, and you didn't know who she was, and I said, look at that man over there, would you be confused?
I already answered this question.
Would you be confused? Yes or no?
You would be confused in the sense that you're not applying like prescriptive qualities towards that person.
You would,
but in your case,
can you admit you would be confused? You would be confused because you'd be confused because you would be. Can I finish? Okay, I'm gonna finish. Okay, you'd be confused because how we identify women in society is by these feminine characteristics, like long hair, certain clothes you wear, secondary sex characteristics. That's how we identify women in society. It's not by their biological sex.
You're making like an inductive case, correct?
Sure.
Yeah, that's just.
Why is it?
You know what inductive case? Great. No. I'm not saying it's like necessarily wrong. I'm just saying like
that is correct,
you're just making an inductive case.
It's descriptively true that we use feminine traits in society to ID women.
Yeah, wait, Sal, wait. I want you to explain the last thing you said, Scratch. I want you to explain what that meant. When you said, because we're making a prescriptive claim, that's why you would be confused.
When did the word claim come out of my mouth?
Oh, own me. You're right. Because we're making
Okay, so great, please. Like, don't.
Yeah, okay, wait, explain your last.
Fun, dude.
I want you to actually explain. I want you to actually explain what you just previously said, Scratch. I'm sorry, I won't be able to verbatim cite it, what you just said, but I want you to explain the general idea behind it.
I said you can make like a general like conclusion that when you're prescribing like prescriptive qualities to people, you can just make like the inference that most like you can say something like this. Most people that are like feminine are women. Most people that are masculine are men. It's just like follow like that. That's like inductive reasoning.
We're not making prescriptive cases. There's no. Like,
wait. So can you?
I mean that no, not necessarily.
Okay.
Because under like your own,
there's no inherently like feminine traits.
I never like made that claim, but
wait. Also, can anyone here just summarize what Sal said? I'm just deeply confused on how he would be wrong.
Yeah. I know.
There's no shot you can like. How do you stand yourself? There's no shot you can like that.
I think it was like very showing that no one understood what the fuck he meant when he cannot answer Scratch questions.
They don't give a fuck. I like those types of people do not care about like the conversation they're having. They just want.
They don't care because the only reason they don't care is because you're making a prescriptive claim, and that claim is actually very identitarian to your large thesis of multiple axioms that it derives from. So,
by the way, when he was asking earlier for you to give a definition of like feminine traits or whatever. Like the whole idea behind feminine traits is that like they are defined by examples, right? Like he's saying, no, I don't want you to give me examples. I want you to give me a definition. The definition is just going to be defined as the examples that society agrees
you're talking about
is
traits.
feminine. Right.
Yeah, I didn't know how my examples weren't sufficient in meeting his question, because obviously that was a bad faith question. Like the fact that you wanted me to like lay out like a structural definition of what femininity, that wasn't like an actual like provoking question that you're trying to ask. He was just trying to like I couldn't think of like a definition of femininity.
To be clear, because the next argument is going to be, oh well, you're just saying that if society deems something to be woman, then it's a woman. No, if society deems this like arbitrary set of things to be woman, and then I have an identitarian commitment to those things, and then also socially express those things, then you are a woman. I'm diverting from Parker's definition here too, because I actually think it's really dumb to just say like having an identitarian commitment makes you a woman, because that definition becomes useless then.
Are you talking about Big Boy Parker?
Yeah, somebody who expresses all masculine traits but has an identitarian commitment to feminine ones. Just like the definition of work then. That person.
How do you even find these motherfuckers like from the slums of Discord? Like how the fuck do you even make it to TikTok?
It's just the slums of Discord. It's crazy.
Is this dude not like a random who just like joined up through TikTok?
I don't know.
It sounds
apparently he knows me.
It's some
I don't know.
Cornball that doesn't care about anything.
I don't know.
Great,
it just seems like it seems like he's one of the dude. You have no idea how many like TikTok philosophers there are who like took like one philosophy class and who will like bring these like words that they don't even. Bro, when he said like prescriptive. He didn't even understand what prescriptive meant.
Yeah, when he said deductive case, like what, and then like that's
the fact that he used prescriptive 5 times and not once. I don't think
he misused it. Like you guys asked him at one point. You were like, yo, what do you mean by prescriptive? Like, what was prescriptive in that context? And he just like tried moving past it. Like, oh, okay, I got you. Good job, man.
Yeah, it's like actual Phil slop. Like this is why the moment he came in, he said, what is the first thing he said to me? I was like, all right.
What was the first answer Scratch's question of like, do you agree with the prompt? He's like, let's just talk about like what
he used some Phil Bro word off rip. I was like, I'm already fucked.
So wait. Did he just come up and was like, what is a woman? Or I wasn't here that long.
You're making a deductive
He said like his rebuttal.
Wait.
I think his Scratch. His rebuttal to you is that it was like inductive. Your reasoning, like it was like some like it's like that's like some like negative aspect or quality of some like that is perfectly up there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he said inductive. I could be. I wasn't here for that.
Yeah, I heard inductive, but
because every one of these people have the Philbur accent, so they like slur their words. And it's a fucking accent, by the way. He
was slurring a lot, yeah. Although I don't want to.
No. Let me do it. Like,
I'm not.
It's a different type of nerdy because it's not high pitched. It's muffled. You know what I mean? It's like your normal voice, and then kind of like.
What? Okay.
Are you making like the inductive case? Like.
Sal's actually pissing me off. When no one is able to coherently describe your position, that's on you. I don't want to tell you. Like, I'm not like bad faith or anything like that. No one understood what the fuck you were trying to say. I don't know what he's trying to say. It's a tracking error. Maybe it's just a speaking error.
Dude, stop raging in my comments. You don't give a